I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. A tragedy that unfolded last night in Old Bridge, New Jersey, ended early this morning in an Orange County motel. It began when police were called to the home of 39-year-old Anthony Trapp. There they discovered the body of his ex-wife, Heather Trapp, who'd been fatally stabbed. Investigators determined that Anthony Trapp had driven off with the couple's two young daughters, 5-year-old Emma and 20-month-old Sophia. Hours later, police tracked them to the Bear Mountain Bridge Motel in Fort Montgomery. After surrounding the motel, the children were allowed to safely walk out of the motel room. Then police negotiators began attempts to communicate with Trapp. They would find him hours later dead on a motel room bed. The cause of death was not immediately revealed. Authorities say the couple had shared custody of the children. Police believe Anthony Trapp fatally stabbed his ex-wife after she arrived at his home to pick up their two children. It's a fire that's been labeled suspicious, and this morning City of Newburgh police investigators arrived at number 16 Maple Street, where a fire had gutted out the interior of the 2.5-story building. According to Newburgh Assistant Fire Chief Ed Petrusek, the house had been vacant. The blaze broke out at around 5:45 a.m. About 40 firefighters responded to the scene. Two of them were later sent to the hospital, one for treatment of burns and the other for heat exhaustion. Petrusek says that on arrival, flames were shooting out the windows on both sides of the house. What firemen were able to do was keep the fire from spreading to the adjacent homes. Among the developing stories we are following, word that the Army has ordered West Point to eliminate 105 civilian positions from its budget, and that could be just the start of cutbacks at the academy. Federal lawmakers and union leaders say more layoffs are likely next year because of defense spending cuts linked to the failure of the Congressional Super Committee. Reporter Anna Bosch is working the story, and he will have all the details in an upcoming edition of the Times-Herald Record. Elsewhere, Sullivan County leaders have to decide on a course of action now that legislators have voted down a $194 million county budget proposal. Legislator Elwyn Wood, one of the 6 lawmakers to vote no, said he wanted to see more spending cuts and less use of county reserve funds. The defeated budget plan increases spending by almost $2 million and included about $1 million increase in the tax levy, bringing the county to the 2% tax cap approved in June by the state legislature. Unless there's a revote before next Tuesday's adoption deadline, the tentative budget put together by County Manager David Fanslow will take effect. Legislative Chairman Jonathan Ruis labeled the legislature's failure to approve a budget a cop-out. In Pike County, a Milford man has been charged with vehicular homicide and involuntary manslaughter as a result of a grand jury investigation into a fatal collision last April. A car driven by 19-year-old Jeffrey Emerson slammed into an oncoming car after illegally passing another vehicle on a hill in Dingman Township. The impact took the life of 77-year-old William Thiel of Dingman's Ferry. Police say Emerson was going more than 70 miles an hour in a 35-mile-per-hour zone. If you walk into Grimaldi's Pizzeria in New Paltz, you won't be able to order an alcoholic beverage. The state liquor authorities yanked the business's liquor license, citing 23 violations that include sales to minors and failure to supervise the premises. The state's action comes following a New Paltz police undercover investigation that found more than 2/3 of the patrons were underage and either drinking or buying liquor. Each violation carries a maximum fine of $10,000, and Grimaldi's could also have its liquor license permanently revoked. And earlier today, those working or doing business in the Sullivan County Government Center got treated to some sounds of the holiday season. The Monticello Middle School Orchestra Ensemble and the Monticello High School Guitar Ensemble providing a little noontime musical entertainment in the Government Center lobby was part of the annual Holiday Music Series featuring performers from various Sullivan County schools. The lunchtime serenades continue through Thursday, December 22nd. After a few days of milder weather, it'll feel more like a mid-December this weekend. Saturday will be mostly cloudy and chilly, with the highs only around 40 degrees. A mix of sun and clouds in the forecast for Sunday, with the temperatures reaching the low 40s. Keep in touch with Record Online all weekend long to stay on top of breaking news, and you'll enjoy reading all the news and features in the weekend editions of the Times-Herald Record. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.